This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Blissed? Here we go. Your dial's set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. And we're broadcasting 2 hours today from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. There's a link to your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com. Converging threats are confronted daily by your instructors. Ben is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. Dr. Norman Shealy is with us. Welcome, Dr. Shealy.
Good morning. I'm blessed.
Me too. Me too. Class, if you'd like to call in and talk with Dr. Norman Shealy, I'll give you the number right now. 866-582-9933. 866-582-9933. So if you've got some medical questions and you'd like to talk to medical doctor Norman Shealy, brain surgeon, researcher, Native American medicine man, PhD, author, broadcaster, farmer, and my friend, 866-582-9933. Dr. Shealy, I've done something that I don't know if I should continue doing or not, but I'd like your medical advice. I have in the studio with me 2 bottles of Kyani Nitro Extreme, and I've had some challenges lately where I need to work 16 hours a day.
Yuck. Okay.
Well, literally, we're getting ramped up for the expo, and I've got the website that I'm working on. I have all kinds of challenges there, and we have our PayPal PayFlow system, and that got shut down by the credit card breach at Home Depot. So we're working on fixing that. Ed Marvini's helping me with that, and all these things are taking way too much time. So, and then there's a couple bugs we have in our WordPress application for our website. So, I mean, a lot of challenges. Things are taking way longer than they should for me. So, I've been taking double doses of Kyani Nitro Extreme 2 to 3 times a day. And at midnight, I'm wide awake, Dr. Shealy. And
well, that would call that the problem. but it could be, you might try taking your last one a bit earlier. Mm-hmm. Even though you're still working, mm-hmm. because you don't need it, let's say, within 5 or 6 hours of going to bed.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing. Get up in the morning, I take it just before the broadcast, and then, 30 minutes before the broadcast, 15 minutes, something like that. And then I take it again at lunch, and then I take it, around dinner time. So, but I can't believe how much energy I have.
No, wait, watch your language, believe. And let me tell you what I learned, and I didn't even think about this until this weekend. Since age 20, I have never been able to drive more than an hour without falling asleep at the wheel. If somebody else is driving, I still drive it, will fall asleep. And so for the last 55 years or so, I haven't driven more than an hour at a time. Mm-hmm. But last summer, in one of the 4 trips from hell that I had with the airlines, mm-hmm. I wound up at Santa Fe, and they canceled my flight and said they couldn't get me home for 2 days. So I had to drive 6 hours to get to, at 80 miles an hour in those curvy mountainous hills to get to Denver, mm-hmm. get a plane to get to Kansas City, the next morning to drive home 3 hours. Mm-hmm. And I did it with no trouble. Didn't think about why. Since then, I've driven to and from Kansas City 3 times, to and from St. Louis twice, up and down to Columbia twice, all 3 hours each way. and I don't fall asleep. And suddenly this past weekend, I suddenly realized, it's because of Chione Nitro Extreme. I take a double dose twice a day, but I don't like to take it after 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Because you can't sleep?
Yeah. By doing it that way. And I go to bed at 9 o'clock because I get up at 5. And so I like to take it, not more than about 6 hours before I'm going to go to bed. And it's beautiful. I have lots and lots of energy, and I can drive without falling asleep. That's much nicer.
Do you think any of this has to do with that hot rod that you drive?
No, I honestly, it is just that difference in being awake and energized. And I think one could take, 3 doses twice a day with no trouble.
Okay. So there's no concern that you have that I'm going to hurt myself by taking these 3 doses. Is that correct?
Not if you spread it in a way that it doesn't interfere with your sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and by the way, I have really vivid dreams.
Oh, yes.
Do you think that that's attributed to this Chione Nitro Extreme?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. And, of course, you wake up with a better Woody. I mean, you didn't tell me that, but I assume.
Oh, jeez. Well, let me ask you. Okay, I was watching The Sopranos. It was a HBO series, and he was being interviewed by his, we'll call her a doctor, and she mentioned, if he had that, and he said, yeah, like clockwork. Is that something that should happen for men?
Yes, that is a normal. Interestingly, during REM sleep, which is dreaming, and it doesn't matter what the dream's about, it does lead to a normal sexual function.
Okay, Dr. Shealy, I was looking at a post on the internet. I did not post it on our website yet, but there is this article about people who are type 1 diabetic.
Right.
Diabetics. And it seems that, they have, they're heavier than, they'd like to be. And the article talks about them not taking their insulin injections in order to lose weight. So they are deliberately not taking insulin, but they are risking, according to this article, hair loss, which I guess might be a small problem, but blindness and even death. Can you describe for us why the body would tend to lose weight by not taking insulin injections?
Well, let's face it, the body has several thousand biochemical operations going on, and they're all interrelated. Mm-hmm. And in type 1 diabetes, of course, the pancreas has truly lost its ability to make adequate insulin. And without that, the whole sugar metabolism cycle is interfered with tremendously. Well, that affects every organ in the body, but probably the one that's going to be most affected is the adrenal thyroid axis, because those really are sort of the final common pathway for metabolism to function at a normal rate. So in this case, in a type 1 diabetic, the insulin is necessary even for that to run. So if you don't keep that part of it going, you're going to be in trouble. On the other hand, with exquisitely careful following of a diet, even type 1s can sometimes avoid having to take insulin fairly safely. It's a toss-up, but I would not, if I were type 1 diabetic, I would try to keep my blood sugar normal, and I wouldn't do anything just to lose weight. Losing losing weight is important, but the normal metabolism is more important. And I think they should exercise more and eat more of an Atkins-type diet, so no carbohydrates to speak of. I mean, you know, vegetables and meats and fish and all that kind of stuff, but no carbohydrates, no potatoes, no grains, no anything except meats and vegetables, non-starchy vegetables. And they would do fine.
Okay, so someone who has, just to recap, someone who has type 1 diabetes, you're recommending the Atkins type diet with no carbohydrates like potatoes and grains, but you recommend that they eat meats and vegetables. And when you say vegetables, we're talking about bell peppers and carrots and things like that, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, all of the, even green beans, but not lima beans, that sort of thing.
And how important is fiber to someone with diabetes?
Well, it's important to everybody,
mm-hmm.
And it's particularly important for diabetics. And under normal circumstances, unless they're in a really crucial situation, actually the legumes are good. There's a Department of Metabolism at the University of Kentucky, for instance, that's emphasized legumes as a major part of the diet for most diabetics. But that wouldn't go with the Atkins diet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. It seems that, you know, people are quite vain today. They're very concerned about how they look. And I don't know if it has to do with these cameras on cell phones that let people take pictures of themselves doing whatever they're doing.
The selfies, so-called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what a bunch of...
Dr. Shealy, literally, you know, over the years, back in the 1960s, I bought an Argus C3 camera. Saved up for years, got this old camera. It used 35 millimeter film, and I've been taking pictures ever since the 1960s with this, you know, with cameras. I've never taken a selfie. Never. It doesn't occur to me to take a picture of myself and then say, hey, look at me.
Well, I can't because I don't have a dumb phone.
We'll be right back. Dr. Shealy and I will be right back.
So you think your basement will save your family? Think again. A separate, certified safe room placed in the basement, properly anchored to the floor, offers the best chance of survival and protection. And the best safe room you can buy is at Missouri Storm Shelters. You saw them at USAPrepares.com Expo. Missouri Storm Shelters has the largest selection of certified storm shelters in the world, tested against winds up to 250 miles per hour. That exceeds the EF5 rating. Missouri Storm Shelters meet or exceed FEMA's 320 and 360 recommended standards, and also NSSA and ICC 500 standards. See Missouri Storm Shelters right here in Nixa, Missouri, or online at MissouriStormShelters.com, or call for pricing and details at 417-725-0055, 417-725-0055. Missouri Storm Shelters, because basements won't save your family.
Adam Miller here with Midas Resources. Today, January 19th, 2015, gold open at $1276.40. A 1 ounce gold coin can be purchased for $1322.93, $661.47 for a half ounce, or $330.73 for a quarter ounce. That's $1258.35, $661.47, and $330.73.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? Wait a sec. Gold and silver is going up while Congress is trying to settle on the next debt increase. And there's no end to this madness. That old 401k and IRA can be converted into physical gold without tax consequences. I explained this in my book, 10 Reasons to Buy Gold. Don't let time slip away. Call for your free copy today, 800-686-2237. Get away from that Washington spin and get honest answers about gold. 800-686-2237. The book is free, 800-686-2237.
You pick up the receiver. With your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead, you finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason!
Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the hosts you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
On Facebook, on the news, and in conversations with friends, we're bombarded every day with advice on how to be healthier, from gluten-free and non-GMO diets to how much exercise and sleep the body needs. But how much have you heard about alkalizing the body? AlkaVision Plasma pH drops are a holistic and natural way to get your body's pH levels back in balance. Just a few drops in water will help your body rid itself of harmful waste. And even the healthiest of diets can be complemented with your daily use of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops. Who isn't looking for more vibrance, vigor, and energy? Now buy 2 bottles of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops and get $10 off your order. Visit alkavision.com or call 800-518-7615. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops are packed with a powerful combination of the most alkaline minerals and compounds. Open the door to greater health, vitality, and zest for life. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health. Call 800-518-7615 or head to alkavision.com.
Dr. Shealy, I'd like to share something with you. I've received a lot of calls lately. I get calls before the broadcast. I get calls after the broadcast, sometimes during the broadcast, and I'm on the phone. If I'm not on the tractor feeding cows, or I'm not in the field, or I'm not working on the farm, I'm behind a computer working on USA Prepares, or I'm talking with our class. And I'm getting the most rewarding calls. The calls that come in are thanking us at USA Prepares for inspiring people. That's kind of a term I didn't think that would apply to us. But lately, people are calling and saying, "Hey, I'm moving 1,000 miles. I'm moving from the city where I have a small property, like a quarter of an acre or less. I'm moving to, I bought a farm, I bought a ranch, I'm moving to the middle of nowhere." And people are saying that by listening to this broadcast, the instruction that they hear from our instructors, our faculty, has encouraged them to take control of their lives, take control of their health, take control where they're not sheep anymore. So I wanted to share that with you. And Isn't that
I hope we're not
awesome?
too successful, Vince. There won't be any open space left.
Well, I was talking with some realtors about the expo and getting some expert realtors involved with teaching us how to buy a farm and how to look at a farm and how to determine what farm makes sense. And they're saying that I guess maybe we are a little bit successful here. I don't mean just USA Prepares, but people are moving to this part of the world, and property values have really gone up a lot recently in the Ozarks. So where you used to be able to buy a farm for let's say $1,500 an acre, it's now $2,500 an acre in many cases. So that's I guess maybe that is a part of being successful and encouraging people to get out of Dodge and come to God's country.
Let's talk about that for a moment, because I think it is an exquisitely important concept to me. When we left Wisconsin, and our farm business was my wife, not mine. I mean, I love the farm, but I don't need personally a huge amount of land. I mean, I would like at least personally 40 acres and located in such a way that you don't really see the neighbors.
Sure.
And you know, I could be happy with that as for myself. I wouldn't want 5 acres. That's not a farm. That's not even a farmette. But we wound up, of course, with 256 acres. And, you know, in general, the average farm, if I remember correctly, is about 160 acres. At least, you know, that used to be what the average farm in this state is. But you know, even at 1,500, even at 2,500, that's less than buying a house in many big cities.
Yeah.
And so it depends on what you want. But let's say, from a privacy point of view and a more or less self-sustaining point of view, a family could certainly get by well on 40 acres. And in fact, if you go back to the 1970s, someone at Tuscaloosa wrote a book called How to Make $100,000 a Year on 25 Acres. And he proved that you could do that if it was close enough to a city that you could have 5 specific crops that you grew on your farm, and people had to come out, you know, and sort of self-pick, that kind of thing. But even then, I wouldn't want to live necessarily that close to a city if I wanted to be safe and isolated.
Right. Well, you still get the pollution from the city. You still get, you know, those that seem to escape now and then. It's derived in the countryside.
Yeah.
Dr. Shealy, as you mentioned that, I was thinking about a book I bought many years ago. We'll talk a little bit more about this. It's called the Have More Plan. The Have, H-A-V-E, More, M-O-R-E, Plan. We'll be right back.
Yeah?
Did you want to see me, sir?
Well, I did, but now that I do, I'm not so sure.
Sir?
Johnson, I got a mission for you that could change your life.
Oh, good, sir.
It involves traveling halfway around the world without so much as half a clue of where you're going or what you're going to do when you get there.
Situation normal, sir?
Uh-huh. Well, I'll be leading this mission, Johnson, so I'll be telling you what to do.
You, sir?
That's right, Johnson, and I say first things first.
Oh, good plan, sir.
And what I say is first is food. Always remember that, Johnson. Food is a big deal.
Sir, my brother-in-law can give us a really good deal on some surplus MREs.
Johnson, if you've got half a brain and that empty head of yours, you'll call the freeze-dry guy like I did. That food is better for you, it rehydrates faster, and it's good, Johnson, and it keeps for up to 30 years.
Will we be gone that long, sir?
I hope not. Now get your supplies organized and meet me down to the pier at dawn on Sunday. We sail at sunrise.
Yes, sir.
This adventure is brought to you by the Freeze-Dry Guy. Call 866-404-3663 or visit freezedryguy.com.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
We love that you're passionate about GCN. And whether you're a listener, a business owner, or a radio industry professional, we've redesigned the new GCN newsletter to keep you in the know. Get updates on your favorite GCN shows and hosts. Go to GCNlive.com and click on the banner in the upper left corner. Just for signing up, you're automatically entered for monthly giveaways. Start receiving your newsletter today. The future of talk radio. GCN.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit The Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of The Berkey Guy.
Hey, guess what? They've got some great deals for Valentine's Day at Guns80.com. They're calling it the Sweetheart Special. Guns80.com has lowered the price way down to $400 up until Valentine's Day. Order your Ghost AR-15 now. Tell your sweetheart that this is the right gift at the right time. Buy one for yourself. Buy one for your sweetheart, too. Your sweetheart will thank you for being so tuned into his or her needs. Get a brand new Ghost AR-15 right now for $400. Heck, buy two. His and hers. Go to Guns80.com or call and ask for the Sweetheart Deal. Love is in the air at Guns80.com. Call now, 844-2GUNS80. That's 844-248-6780. It's a sweetheart of a deal. Actually, it's a steal at $400. So call Guns80.com at 844-2GUNS80. But hurry, supplies are limited. Call 844-2GUNS80 or get your Ghost AR-15 today at Guns80.com on the web.
Hi, I'm George Norrie from Coast to Coast AM. I recently learned about a very unusual pharmacist who does not advocate use of prescription drugs, except in rare circumstances, say when powerful antibiotics are needed to kill a potentially lethal infection, such as pneumonia or staph. Instead, pharmacist Ben Fuchs from Boulder, Colorado, suggests always giving the body all the nutrients it needs to survive, thrive, escape illness, and live younger and longer. I don't think you will find anyone who knows more about how the body works and can explain it in such a delightful and entertaining way. Ben has recorded some very useful health nugget minutes that are available 24/7 online at criticalhealthnews.com. I invite you to log on to criticalhealthnews.com, listen to these pharmacist Ben health nuggets, and maybe even interact with Ben via chat or email. You're going to love Pharmacist Ben online at criticalhealthnews.com.
Dr. Shealy is with us, Dr. Norman Shealy, medical doctor. And I mentioned that I'd tell you about the Have More plan, this book. I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes. We have Dutch in Oklahoma on with us. Welcome, Dutch.
Hi, Dr. Shealy. I've got a 11-year-old daughter that got into poison ivy over the weekend, and her face is swollen up with like a basketball with eyes almost swollen shut. And we had the ER doctor give her a steroid shot and then prescribed the prednisone for the swelling. And I really don't like prednisone, and so I was curious what else could be used for the swelling.
Well, to be quite honest, I don't like prednisone either. However, there are times when it should be given to protect, things. Has it gotten any better with what's already been done?
Yes.
Well, then you might just try castor oil. It'll be messy, but if she could, rub it on her entire face, now I wouldn't put it in the eyes, but around the eyes and the whole face, it will help immensely with the swelling, and leave it on for at least a half hour, and then she's going to have to take a very excellent, shower, wash her hair and stuff to keep it from being over everything. Mm-hmm. But the only other thing that I know that might help is that.
Okay.
And then, Dr. Shealy, okay.
Well, once that's over, go to my website, and you'll find something called Sacred Rings. And in there you will find photographs of each of the rings. And the one that she will need to stimulate, and in her case, I would not use the oils, by the way. I would just massage. Do you know how to massage an acupuncture point?
Yeah.
Yeah, just press into it, tap it a few times, and move on. And you'll see the points for the ring of fire. And massaging those twice a day could also help.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Shealy.
Oh, you're most welcome.
Before you go, Dutch, I just wanted to ask Dr. Shealy a question that relates to this. Dr. Shealy, once once the castor oil is applied, what is the recommended procedure for removing the castor oil? Is it using a paper towel, gently to wipe it off so that it doesn't irritate the poison ivy reaction, and then some kind of a soap that you recommend, or what? How do we get this off?
Well, there are two possibilities. One is to make a mixture of baking soda in water, and that will cut the grease. But a cheap shampoo, just a cheap shampoo, works fine, and I think in general is okay.
Okay. And the reason I was asking this question is actually twofold. And one, I was in the shower today, and a lot of us use shampoo and conditioner and different kinds of soaps. And my concern is, what if we don't get all of these chemicals that we apply to our skin and our hair off? Are we doing damage to our bodies? And I'm thinking about Dutch's daughter.
Well, let's face it. Lye soap, old-fashioned lye soap, is probably the single best soap there is. Most so-called bar soaps today may not even be soap. They're often made with, detergent. But for very few people are those a problem. Even, the detergent soap. So, it's finding lye soap, and you can buy even I've seen ads at least for a liquid lye soap. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it is available.
I just did a search. As you mentioned it, I just typed in Octagon soap in a search bar. 5 bars of soap, $59. 10 bars. Yes. And this is Octagon, okay? Here's a lot of 10 on eBay. $99 for 10 bars of soap. A lot of 5 on eBay. $59. If you want to scale down and buy 3 bars, $30. So it looks like Octagon soap is kind of trending at around $10 a bar.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm serious.
Remarkable.
Yep.
That is a ripoff.
Yes.
But what in the world today isn't?
Right. Dutch, is there anything else we can do to help you?
No, I think that's great. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much. Yeah, I did that search on Octagon soap, and I've done it before, and I knew it was really, really expensive. And back in the 70s, I remember, we had that in our basement, and we lived on the East Coast. We had it in our laundry tub in the basement, and I cut it in half, and I would use it to wash, take a shower with and wash my face with. I kind of felt like it did a better job of cleaning. And where I was going with Dutch's question about the poison ivy is, don't we need to make sure that we get these chemicals off our skin? And, for example, if I'm working on the farm and I use fast orange, and I have a gallon of fast orange that I use to get the grease off my hands when I'm working on machinery and farm equipment and so forth. I get it off with the fast orange, and then I use soap to get the fast orange off me, and I wash my hands probably 3 times after that with soap and water, and I rinse and rinse and rinse just to make sure I get these chemicals off. I'm just concerned about the chemicals entering my skin and damaging me by these chemicals, and I don't even know what's in all of these particular chemical compounds that we're using.
Well, I don't know that anybody's smart enough to know what's going on in the world today with such things. Well, here you go. You can buy 20 bars of Irish Spring soap for $16 on Amazon.
Okay.
I mean, now it is.
That's your favorite. That's your favorite, right?
Well, that is my favorite. I just like the smell of it.
Right.
And I've used it for 35 years. I'm not a purist when it comes to soap, but I'm going to look. Dove. I just found Dove soap. It's a common soap, and it's taking a bit of time to come up. But here it is, Dove soap. You can buy. Well, it's expensive. My heavens. of 2 bars. Oh, no, 16 bars. 16 bars for $15.99. So so Octagon has gotten off the scale as far as I can tell. You know, it's amazing how crazy the world has come. You know, inflation, in my opinion, if you cut it across the board, is above 10%.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's, as usual, the government's lying up its bizarre, over it. Now, you can buy, 4 bars of Grandma's Pure and Natural lye soap for $24. That's pretty expensive. So it's, you know, it's all over the place like everything else.
Now, the closest thing to Octagon lye soap that I know of is Fell's Naphtha, and that's a lot less expensive. It's a smaller bar. It's about $2 per bar. And Dr. Shealy, you're talking about inflation. You know, when we buy soap, we would buy maybe 100 or 200 bars at a time. And I remember buying it in Virginia, and I was able to buy soap from Canada, 5-ounce bars of soap, 3 in a package for $1, so 33 1/3 cents per bar. And I put them in these 5-gallon buckets, and, you know, we still have it. I mean, we're still using the same soap that we bought over a decade ago. Well,
now, by the way, Kirk's Castile cocoa bar soap, 4 ounces, 3 packs for $6.33. So the Octagon all-purpose laundry bar soap, that is expensive, $25.
Right. So what I was saying is, the soap that I bought, you know, over a decade ago, 5-ounce bars, that was the standard size of a bar of soap. Now we have these new and improved fun size. They're like 3.2 ounces. So the soap has gone up in price, and it's gone way down in size. So soap has really gotten more and more expensive. So what we do is, when we find, you know, a good price on soap, we'll buy, you know, a 5-gallon bucket full, and then we open the ends of the packages of soap and let it dry out, if you will. And when it becomes harder, and it lasts a lot longer. So here's a tip for those who want their soap to last longer. Make sure you get one of those shower racks if you use soap in the shower, and you can hang it in the shower. A lot of people hang it from the shower head pipe. And if you keep the soap from getting wet and it dries out, it won't sit in a puddle of water, and it will last probably 5 times longer, literally.
Exactly.
So that's, yes. Getting back to the Have More plan, Dr. Shealy, many years ago I bought this book, and I checked, it's available on Amazon right now, and I posted a link on the website, USA Prepares, so you can see the book I'm talking about. You can get it for a little over $3 for the paperback version. And the Have More plan is exactly what you have done and exactly what we have done. We don't live in the city. And, you know, years ago, I'm talking like in the 1930s, 1920s, people lived in the city because that's where the jobs were. That's where the factories were. Believe it or not, the factories were in the city. That's where the machines were. The electricity was there. The machinery was there. The jobs were there. People lived in the city and walked to work, or hopped on like a trolley, or they were close to work. Well, if you moved out of the city a little bit, you could get a little bit more land, but you had to go back and forth to the city. But if you moved outside, you could actually live off the land. So the farther out you got from the city, the less expensive the land was per acre. And this is a book, a plan on how to do it. The Have More plan. We'll be right back.
So you think your basement will save your family? Think again. A separate, certified safe room placed in the basement, properly anchored to the floor, offers the best chance of survival and protection. And the best safe room you can buy is at Missouri Storm Shelters. You saw them at USAPrepares.com Expo. Missouri Storm Shelters has the largest selection of certified storm shelters in the world, tested against winds up to 250 miles per hour. That exceeds the EF5 rating. Missouri Storm Shelters meet or exceed FEMA's 320 and 360 recommended standards, and also NSSA and ICC 500 standards. See Missouri Storm Shelters right here in Nixa, Missouri, or online at MissouriStormShelters.com, or call for pricing and details at 417-725-0055, 417-725-0055. Missouri Storm Shelters, because basements won't save your family.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
So class, we've been talking about the book called The Have More Plan. It was written originally in the 1940s, and it's been revised a couple times, and you can get it for about a little over $3, about $4 shipping.
Yeah,
and,
you can get it at Amazon Prime, new paperback, I think, for $9.72.
There you go. Now,
But
I have a copy.
The old ones, used ones, you can buy from $68 up.
So for less than $10 shipped, you'll be able to get a copy. Amazon, you can find it on eBay. I've just done the search. And it's a great book. It's about 9 inches by 12 inches. Let's say less than 100 pages. It's 72 pages. And it will teach you how to do it. It's a great planning book for how to work with small animals, how to raise small animals, how to think about the size of the property, where to locate the garden, where to put the animals. It's absolutely brilliant. And it's probably, if you're thinking about buying a book on how to do what Dr. Shealy does and what I do here at our farms, this is probably the single best book that you can get to give you an overview and help you be a quick study into the kind of lifestyle that Dr. Shealy and I lead. It's a wonderful book, and I can say that you will not be wasting your money if you get one, relatively inexpensively. It will really help you. And if you're going to come to the expo, I suggest you get this book before you come to the expo. Read this book because it will prime you to ask a lot more questions, more in-depth questions of your instructors when you come to the expo. And that's in the last weekend in March. Information's on the website. And I'd love to thank Ed Marvini, who's been working diligently to help me repair, and he's been the driving force in this, to repair the website, the e-commerce part of the website that has been broken as a result of, believe it or not, the credit card breach at Home Depot is still wreaking havoc here at usaprepares.com. We have had so many of those automatic payments to keep our website, e-commerce, and those kinds of things going, and having new credit card issued, or credit cards issued because of the breach at Home Depot. I think we're at the end of repairing the damage done to us by that. So if you think your credit cards are secure, they absolutely are not. They are not. I'm here to tell you that it's caused all kinds of problems for us. And so, the more you can pay with cash, the better. But it's really hard to pay GoDaddy with cash. It's really hard to pay your web hosting service with cash. It's really hard to take payments on the internet with cash. So we are kind of trapped in some ways if we're going to use e-commerce. Dr. Shealy, I was reading a post, and I probably need to take this into the next hour, about transplant recipients. And there's a post about this man, a father, who had a heart transplant. And the heart came from a man who was a cycle enthusiast, a bicycle enthusiast. He loved to ride bicycles. And now the man with the new heart loves to ride bicycles. And I've heard stories about, people who love chocolate. They get a heart from someone who loved chocolate. Now they love chocolate.
Yeah.
Isn't this fascinating?
This is common. Many personality traits are transferred with the heart. An interesting concept.
Now, is that, when we talk about have a heart, when we talk about love, we have the image of a heart. Is it the heart that is, when we come back, when we talk about, is it specifically centered to the heart? What if it were a lung transplant? What if it were, some other organ transplant, not the heart? Would we still see this transference of personality traits, habits, likes, and dislikes? Dr. Shealy and I will be right back right after top of the hour news and commercial announcements. This is USAPrepares.com.
Worried about getting sick and feeling terrible for days or even weeks? You need Immudyne for a healthy immune system. Why get sick and bother with products that just don't work? For just $1 a day, Immudyne is all natural and safe for all lifestyles. Call 866-257-8668 to buy now before it's too late, before you get sick. Or go to IMMUDYNE.com, Immudyne.com, or call 866-257-8668.
You ever hear about Ghost 80% AR-15 rifle kits? At Guns80.com, they are the 80% specialists, helping to protect our privacy. Look, there are forces out there right now trying to register guns for future confiscation. UN treaties threatening our Second Amendment, our freedom. You need a Ghost AR-15. Get it at Guns80.com. Call 844-2GUNS80. That's 844-248-6780. Own an AR-15 today and keep it a secret. Go to Guns80.com. That's Guns80.com. 844-2GUNS80.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked, blissed. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Dr. Shealy's with us. Dr. Shealy, you and I were talking during the first hour about a heart transplant and how there seems to be a personality, potential for personality transfer from the donor's heart to the recipient. So we have a cyclist, a guy who really loved to cycle. His heart was donated to another man, and now the man who received the heart has a love for cycling that before the transplant did not exist. Can you talk about this transference that seems to happen?
Well, there have been reported incidents of personality traits with all organ transplants. Whether there's a difference with the heart versus the kidney, I don't know. But I do know that even kidney transplants can apparently carry with it personality traits.
To me, this is absolutely fascinating. And why would we think that this would not be the case? Seriously. And I remember many, many years ago, I'm talking in the 1950s, my family would talk about blood transfusions, and this is, there's some inherent risks and dangers in getting someone else's blood because you don't know, the habits, the diseases, and so forth of that other person. Dr. Shealy, was there any medical reasons why that information I received from my family was accurate, or is it inaccurate?
Well, it is. Obviously, it's accurate. I mean, even under the very best of circumstances, with matching, whatever they do to match blood type and stuff with organ transplants, unless it's an identical twin, from whom you get the organ, you're going to be on immune suppressing things for the rest of your life. And obviously this is like so many choices we have to make in life. I got to tell you, there is no circumstance in which I would have somebody else's organs put in my body. And the reason is, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be subjected to immune destroying parts of my system in order to keep from rejecting the organ. And I'm not in any way criticizing anybody else who chooses to have an organ transplant. I just would not do it. But then I wouldn't have coronary bypass surgery either. There are a lot of things I wouldn't do in medicine. I wouldn't have chemotherapy.
Well, as you discussed this, there's some ethics involved, there's some morals involved, and there are certainly a lot of risks involved. And as we talk about blood transfusions, I can say that I know people. I'm thinking of two family members and someone who was very close to me who had transfusions, and they died shortly thereafter. Now, we could say that, well, they needed that transfusion, or they would have died, 2 weeks before, but they died really soon after the blood transfusions. And I remember someone who's very, very close to me, a family member, was in an automobile accident. Someone hit her. And she was in the hospital, and she received, this was many, many decades ago, and she received blood from through the hospital. And ultimately that blood came from Arkansas, and that blood was from prisoners in Arkansas. And Bill Clinton was involved in getting the prisoners to give blood, and then they sold it, and they had all kinds of diseases in this blood. And it made the news that this was really, really dangerous. And so the government was in the business of, making sure prisoners donated blood so they could be sold on the market. And then, after that, the Red Cross didn't seem to be in the blood business anymore. Remember that, Dr. Shealy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I just looked it up, Vince, and it is apparently more common with a heart transplant than with other organs, and they attribute that to the increased number of cells, etc. The heart has its own plexus of nerve cells, and in contrast to most other organs which share it with other organs. But there's even one case report of someone who received a liver transplant whose blood type changed.
Wow.
So it's a complex thing. That's all one can say.
During the top of the hour break, I called Danae Marks, and she's in the social media department at GCN, and she helped me get an issue resolved. What happened was our YouTube. We have one of our listeners. His name is Ron Gibson. He's on the East Coast, and he takes this broadcast. He's taking this broadcast right as it happens. He is capturing it, and then he uploads it to YouTube. And we get about 1,000 listeners a day who listen to you and me on YouTube, and it's there for to play anytime. Well, it got shut down a couple days ago, and the calls have been coming into the farm. People are looking up how to get in touch with me, and they want to make sure that I still have a pulse. And I am not, I'm not kidding. Dr. Shealy, people are calling me and saying, "Are you okay?" And these are people I haven't talked to before. "Are you okay? I just want to make sure you're still alive," because they saw the YouTube video was stopped by YouTube, and they were worried about my health. And I was quite flattered, of course, but I'm here to tell you that I believe it is up and operational. It's been down for 2 days, but it is up and operational. And if you do need to listen to USA Prepares, you can listen on your telephone. You can listen by calling in. Now, this is if you don't have toll-free or unlimited long distance, you pay for this call. But if you have unlimited long distance, you can listen for free. We don't charge you. So it's 605-562-7727. 605-562-7727. Or you can listen to the archives on the networks that carry this broadcast. So I want to tell you that we are okay. And I wanted to thank Ed Marvini for all of his work, his heroic work in helping us get our e-commerce back. So now you can go buy your tickets for the Get Prepared Expo. And those of you who have called me and asked me to process them while the web e-commerce was down, I will take care of that after the broadcast today. So I want to thank Ed Marvini, usersight.com, usersight.com. There's a link on the website. If you need expert web assistance, he is your usaprepares.com web instructor. Ed Marvini, and his company is usersight, usersight.com. Okay, we talked about the transplants. And, Dr. Shealy, I know we can't, I don't want to breach any medical confidences, but I do want to share this. I've been on the air talking about this for several broadcasts. I was on the air last night on Aaron Dakin's show, The Truth Traveler, on Genesis. And I was on with Sheriff Richard Mack, and I was on with, Dan Owens. And we were talking about an event that happened in Sparta, Missouri. Now, someone who knows you, who's been to the Get Prepared Expos, who's been to our meetups, and he's one of our students/instructors. His name is Bob Estep, E-S-T-E-P. He lives in Sparta. Well, he was pulled over by a Sparta police officer, a guy named Andrew Spencer. Pulled him over at night and tased Bob Estep. He's 68 years old. He tased him with a taser, and then he demanded that this cop, opened Bob's car door, his vehicle door, opened it, tased him while, said, get out of the car, and tased him at the same time. And Bob Estep could not move. He said he was crying. Tears were coming out of his eyes. He was in pain from being tased, and he was being yelled at by this cop. Andrew Spencer. Now, this is all posted on my website, this article about Bob Estep. Well, I talked with Bob Estep last night at length, about 44 minutes on the phone, and he told me that he is still having convulsions as a result of this tasing. And he said that his medical records, he spent 36 hours in the hospital as a result of this. He thought he was going to tough it out and it would go away. Well, it didn't go away. He ended up going to the urgent care. He ended up in the emergency room of Cox Hospital in Springfield, Missouri. And he is suffering the results of this tasing. The report said that he has an enlarged heart, and this is continuing. And I know Bob Estep. Bob Estep, and I'm sure you've met him, Dr. Shealy. You may not be able to pick him out without being reintroduced because of the thousands of people who come to the expo and the meetups, but he knows who we are and we know who he is. Well, this man is a farmer and, he's a tough guy, but it's really had an impact in him. And what's happening now is at our meetup, we are going to discuss on Monday the Bob Estep situation and what we're going to do about it. We're going to City Hall on Tuesday at 6:30. We're going to be at City Hall in mass. USAPreparedness.com is going to be there. So if you want to know more about it, come to the meetup on Monday at Jimmy's Egg. And the following day, Tuesday, we're going to City Hall. And we want to know what's going on. Now, we're not going to beat up City Hall. We're not going to trash City Hall, and we're not going to cause a riot. But what we are going to do is we're going to ask some questions. And we want to know what's going on. We want to know why this police officer, Andrew Spencer, is still walking around. Why, some people are calling him a domestic terrorist. I wrote this post and I said, I'm not traveling through Sparta, Missouri. I'm not patronizing Sparta businesses, and the article delineates why. The whole point of all this, Dr. Shealy, is being tased. You can die from being tased, correct?
Oh, yeah. Now, I do want to mention a couple of things when we get up after this break.
Yeah, after this break, can we talk about tasing? And is there something that we can do to remedy the effects of being tased? Now, obviously, USAPreparedness.com wants to stop the tasing all across the country. That's the plan. We want to stop it. And Andrew Spencer, you're going to be the result of it.
Yeah?
Did you want to see me, sir?
Well, I did, but now that I do, I'm not so sure.
Sir?
Johnson, I got a mission for you that could change your life.
Oh, good, sir.
It involves traveling halfway around the world without so much as half a clue of where you're going or what you're going to do when you get there.
Situation normal, sir?
Uh-huh. Well, I'll be leading this mission, Johnson, so I'll be telling you what to do.
You, sir?
That's right, Johnson, and I say first things first.
Oh, good plan, sir.
And what I say is first is food. Always remember that, Johnson. Food is a big deal.
Sir, my brother-in-law can give us a really good deal on some surplus MREs.
Johnson, if you've got half a brain and that empty head of yours, you'll call the freeze-dry guy like I did. That food is better for you, it rehydrates faster, and it's good, Johnson, and it keeps for up to 30 years.
Will we be gone that long, sir?
I hope not. Now get your supplies organized and meet me down to the pier at dawn on Sunday. We sail at sunrise.
Yes, sir.
This adventure is brought to you by the Freeze Dry Guy. Call 866-404-3663 or visit freezedryguy.com.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realists, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well, free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
On Facebook, on the news, and in conversations with friends, we're bombarded every day with advice on how to be healthier, from gluten-free and non-GMO diets to how much exercise and sleep the body needs. But how much have you heard about alkalizing the body? AlkaVision Plasma pH drops are a holistic and natural way to get your body's pH levels back in balance. Just a few drops in water will help your body rid itself of harmful waste. And even the healthiest of diets can be complemented with your daily use of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops. Who isn't looking for more vibrance, vigor, and energy? Now buy 2 bottles of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops and get $10 off your order. Visit alkavision.com or call 800-518-7615. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops are packed with a powerful combination of the most alkaline minerals and compounds. Open the door to greater health, vitality, and zest for life. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health. Call 800-518-7615 or head to alkavision.com.
Dr. Norman Shealy's with us, and we're talking about Bob Estep of Sparta, Missouri. We know him. He's been to the meetups. He's been to the expo. He's been to, Dr. Shealy, he's showed up at the radio station where you and I, where you broadcast, where I used to broadcast in Springfield, Missouri, and he'd say, hey, we have a property rights meeting coming up, and can you make the announcement? And, he would be an advocate of property rights. He's anti-Agenda 21. Anyway, he was tased and
I'm against it, I don't even know it.
Yeah. He's a really good guy. Well, he has this shaking. His body shakes, and he has suffered as a result of this, electrical trauma that he was delivered by this police officer, Andrew Spencer. So is there something that you would recommend that he can do to minimize the effects of the damage? And by the way, his doctor's report as a result of his 36-hour stay in the hospital in Missouri, in Springfield, Missouri, his doctor said that the effects that he has are a result of being tased.
Well,
so here, and we just posted on the website 530 deaths since 2001 as a result of this harmless tasing. This has got to stop. What can Bob Estep do?
Well, tasering is certainly not an innocuous procedure. I guess most of the time it's slightly better than being hit with a bullet. The most important thing from my point of view would be to be sure that he gets plenty of magnesium through lotion and taurine, the amino acid, because almost all people with epilepsy need extra taurine. So magnesium lotion twice a day and taurine 4,000 or 5,000 milligrams a day might help. It isn't going to cure everything, but, you know, it could be of some benefit. And in the long run, if he was willing to do autogenic training, that probably would help. But I mean, you know, when you're hit by lightning, and that's not that different from being tased, if you survive, you can have all kinds of neurologic and other damage. So, I don't know anything that will unequivocally reverse it, but the best you can do is try to repair the damage somewhat.
And I asked the question last night. I was on the air with Aaron Dakins and Sheriff Richard Mack, and I asked the question of Richard Mack. I said, and we all know Richard Mack. He comes to the expo. He's been on this radio broadcast. I said to him, Sheriff, if a person is being approached by a police officer and that person has a taser drawn, I would think that would be a threat of death or serious bodily injury, at least to me.
Right.
And I said, okay, so here's the situation. This police officer has that taser out. He's ready to squeeze that trigger. And the other person, who has done nothing wrong, grabs his firearm from his holster, draws, boom, and shoots that cop. Now what? And he indicated that with the threat of bodily harm and death, that is not inappropriate. That's not an inappropriate response. However, you know, expect to be arrested and jailed and, you know, tried for crimes. However, the police can do that. So if we reverse the situation and one of we the people had that taser aimed at a cop, you can be 100% certain that cop would not pull out his taser. He'd pull out his firearm and shoot that person with the taser dead. So it's not fair. It is absolutely not fair. The cops can pull a taser and shoot you with the taser, but you can't defend yourself. And let me just say this, Dr. Shealy. Do you know, this is for the class. Class, do you know that it is illegal in the state of Missouri to resist arrest? It's also illegal in the state of Missouri to resist an illegal arrest. You can't even resist an illegal arrest in Missouri. This is out of control, and it's got to stop in a state, city, town, and hamlet near you. Dr. Shealy and I'll be right back. We've got some medical questions, survival and preparedness that you're going to need to know.
So you think your basement will save your family? Think again. A separate, certified safe room placed in the basement, properly anchored to the floor, offers the best chance of survival and protection. And the best safe room you can buy is at Missouri Storm Shelters. You saw them at USAPrepares.com Expo. Missouri Storm Shelters has the largest selection of certified storm shelters in the world, tested against winds up to 250 miles per hour. That exceeds the EF5 rating. Missouri Storm Shelters meet or exceed FEMA's 320 and 360 recommended standards, and also NSSA and ICC 500 standards. See Missouri Storm Shelters right here in Nixon, Missouri, or online at MissouriStormShelters.com, or call for pricing and details at 417-725-0055, 417-725-0055. Missouri Storm Shelters, because basements won't save your family.
This is Dan Pillett. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX That's 800-34-NO-TAX or my website, danpilla.com.
You ever hear about Ghost 80% AR-15 rifle kits? At guns80.com, they are the 80% specialists, helping to protect our privacy. Look, there are forces out there right now trying to register guns for future confiscation. UN treaties threatening our Second Amendment, our freedom. You need a Ghost AR-15. Get it at guns80.com. Call 844-2GUNS80. That's 844-248-6780. Own an AR-15 today and keep it a secret. Go to guns80.com. That's guns80.com. 844-2GUNS80.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit brightsideben.com and listen to Doc Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join the Brightside Ben team. Go to brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Class, if you'd like to come to the expo, meet Dr. Norman Shealy, learn about getting your blood pressure, if it's high, reduced, you can make that happen. Those screenings are absolutely free at the Get Prepared Expo. It's the last weekend in March. So it starts on March 7th, 28th, and 29th. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The information's on the website, usaprepares.com, usaprepares.com. Tickets are $8, $8 a day online, $15 for Saturday, Sunday. If you want to go to the all-day seminar with Rick Miller and Matt Stein, that's available. That's a Friday seminar. That's a special seminar. It's limited to the first 200 who sign up on the Internet. And then we have the banquet dinners and the banquet lunch. And the banquet meals will cost you $10.80, and you can have dinner with instructors and exhibitors if you're one of the first 200 to sign up for the banquet meals. And those are limited, but we don't have a limit on the number of guests who can attend the, well, it looks like there's well over 60 seminars now scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. Dr. Norman Shealy will be presenting seminars on health, nutrition, longevity, and it will be absolutely fabulous. Dr. Shealy has been to many of our expos, almost every one, and you can meet him in person, and you can ask him your questions. It's going to be a lot of fun, educational. You will be overwhelmed with the amount of information that you will receive at the Get Prepared Expo. And you can buy your tickets at the shop, S-H-O-P, as in shopping, tab at the website, usaprepares.com. Dr. Shealy, you're going to be on the air again today at noon, an hour after this broadcast ends, Hay House Radio, correct?
That is correct. Noon?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, how many hours of radio are you doing a week now?
4. Just 4.
So two with us, one on Hay House Radio and one in Springfield. And if you want to listen to Dr. Shealy, you can go to radiospringfield.com, radiospringfield.com. And what are the hours Central Time of your broadcast?
Well, the one at KWTO is 2 to 3 on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, this one every Wednesday. And then at noon to 1 o'clock, the Hay House every Wednesday.
And that's KWTO is where Dr. Shealy and I first met, and he had the broadcast the hour before mine, so he would run from 2 to 3, and right after his broadcast ended at 3 o'clock, I would hop in the studio, and that's where we first met. So I would do the next hour after Dr. Shealy. So that's how Dr. Shealy and I met at KWTO in Springfield, Missouri. And if you want to listen to him, Thursdays, 2 to 3 Central Time, radiospringfield.com, and you can listen live there. Dr. Shealy, in Iceland, there is a museum, and they have a McDonald's hamburger and French fry package that is complete with the contents, and it's been there they've had it since 2009. And it looks pretty much the same as if it were served today. It's in the museum. It's under glass, but it's not like preserved.
And
it's
it'll
not
be
like
there 1,000 years from now.
It's not like they entombed this thing in plastic or glass. It's just in this exhibit, and it's doing really well. It looks like it was served just a few minutes ago. There's no mold. Even the mold seems to be afraid to get near a McDonald's hamburger and fries. Isn't that amazing?
Yep. It's
chemistry.
Well, it's life.
It's chemistry. It's chemistry, and they figured out how to prevent the decay of a McDonald's burger and French fries. And I wonder what will decay first, the wrapper or the hamburger.
You know, Ross Hume Hall was a wonderful Canadian nutritionist who wrote a book, Food for Naught, back in the 70s, pointing out how bad food was already back then.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my favorite slides that he showed was rats eating corn flakes versus the box the corn flakes came in.
Yeah.
And at the end of 30 days, those who ate the box looked a lot healthier than those who ate corn flakes.
And here's what's interesting about that, Dr. Shealy. Originally, the corn flakes had BHA and BHT, and I believe they had trisodium phosphate to make them look a different color. Okay, so the corn flakes had known carcinogens in them, or many of them did. Okay, well, there was such an outroar of there were complaints about, what are you doing putting these cancer-causing chemicals in cornflakes? So what they did was they said, well, it prevents the bugs and stuff from eating these cornflakes. So that's why we put it in there. Well, what they did was they took the chemicals that they had in the cornflakes and they put it in the box. So they said, no, we don't have it in the cornflakes, but they had it in the packaging. Well, now, I guess, so then probably the rodents would have done better if they ate the cornflakes rather than the box after they switched where the cancer-causing chemicals were contained. They switched it from
the problem today is, of course, that a majority of corn is also Roundup.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's poison all the way.
Aren't we almost 85% assured that corn products that contain corn are GMO?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it varies it doesn't matter to me because I'm not willing to gamble.
No, I'm not either.
So you don't eat corn anymore. You don't eat wheat anymore. You don't eat papaya anymore. You don't eat soy anymore. Not that it was ever that great in my opinion, but now it's as bad as wheat because it's been Rounduped.
So, class, if you're thinking, how does this relate to preparedness? Well, if you'd like to live longer, you need to avoid these foods. And that's why we're talking about McDonald's. You know, one of the very early broadcasts with Dr. Norman Shealy and me, I said, Dr. Shealy, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Shealy, I said, Dr. Shealy, how do you feel about, McDonald's? One word. Poison! Is that accurate or am I exaggerating?
That's very accurate. You know, even long before all of this genetic modified nonsense, my favorite statement about McDonald's is I went there once in 1962 in Cleveland. It was new there then. I took one bite and my mouth said, "This is rotten." I put the napkin up to my face, I spit the bite out, threw the whole thing away, and I have not been back, and I ain't never going to eat at McDonald's again. And I didn't eat that one time. I tested, and it failed the taste test.
You know, Dr. Shealy, the interesting thing about all this is neither you nor I have been sued by these fast food joints. They haven't come after us because I guess they realize that no matter what they do, it's just going to make it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, right. We're going to, if they go to sue us, we'll just talk about getting sued and they'll get even more publicity about what they're doing.
They can't afford that. You know, but the fact that fast food nation didn't put them bankrupt shows you just how unbelievable it is. Either people have been so dumbed down by fluoride and other poison, or they're not paying attention.
Well, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. I have it on my list. And I have here disease and conditions by zip code. Now, what I mean by that is, are you aware of any studies of, well, how sick people are by their zip codes? And then if there are studies, I would think that the results would point to things like there's something in the air in that location. There's something in the water in that location. Either they're putting it in the water, or the water is polluted, or the air is polluted, or the ground is polluted from, some kind of corporate event or government event that went on, or it's a radioactive area from, a government experiment. Because, we don't experiment with radioactivity. We don't destroy the land. It's the government that does that, or the governments that do that, maybe in conjunction with the government's corporations. So my question is, we've heard of things like cancer clusters. And a cancer cluster would be an area where, man, there's a lot of cancer in that particular area. Do you know of any studies like this over the years, Dr. Shealy?
Well, the minute you started talking about this, of course, I went to look it up. That's my first reaction to these kinds of things. And I just found something from California, death profiles by zip code.
There you go.
So apparently it might be available. I just opened that link, and here we go. They've got AIDS and Alzheimer's and cancer and chronic lower and upper respiratory disease and diabetes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Boy, it would take a lot of studies, data to look at this.
Well, okay, let's bring this to very close to home. When you bought your farm, when we bought our farm, I'm sure you drove all around the area, looked at everything you could see to see if are there any chemical dumps? Are there any electromagnetic structures there? Are there any substations? Are there any high tension power lines? Are there any, big television transmitter antennas, radio station antennas? I'm sure you looked at all that, and you looked at what was uphill from you to see what would, if there was any runoff from a farm higher than what you were looking at? I'm sure you looked at all that because that's what we did.
Oh, I even looked at alfalfa growing and corn growing nearby because both of them use a lot of chemicals, and I didn't want any poison from that coming over.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly, we did exactly the same thing. We looked very carefully, and we picked a farm that didn't have any of those negative features, and there weren't any of those negative features near us. And so the reason we're talking about this class is this will help you live longer. If you select an area that has less electromagnetic radiation, less chemicals, less smokestacks, that from factories. And by the way, I know in the East Coast of factories that burn these toxic substances at night when you're sleeping. We'll be right back.
Yeah?
Did you want to see me, sir?
Well, I did, but now that I do, I'm not so sure.
Sir?
Johnson, I got a mission for you that could change your life.
Oh, good, sir.
It involves traveling halfway around the world without so much as half a clue of where you're going or what you're going to do when you get there.
Situation normal, sir?
Uh-huh. Well, I'll be leading this mission, Johnson, so I'll be telling you what to do.
You, sir?
That's right, Johnson, and I say first things first.
Oh, good plan, sir.
And what I say is first is food. Always remember that, Johnson. Food is a big deal.
Sir, my brother-in-law can give us a really good deal on some surplus MREs.
Johnson, if you've got half a brain and that empty head of yours, you'll call the freeze-dry guy like I did. That food is better for you, it rehydrates faster, and it's good, Johnson, and it keeps for up to 30 years.
Will we be gone that long, sir?
I hope not. Now get your supplies organized and meet me down to the pier at dawn on Sunday. We sail at sunrise.
Yes, sir.
This adventure is brought to you by the Freeze Dry Guy. Call 866-404-3663 or visit freezedryguy.com.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
What good is a big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, and in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Class, if you're interested in learning more about Kyani and Nitro Extreme, the supplement that Dr. Shealy recommends, the supplement that we take here at our family at the farm, if you're interested in that, there's a post on the website. It'll say Dr. Shealy Kyani Nitro Extreme. And if you'd like to meet Dr. Shealy and learn about it and actually see if it lowers your blood pressure, there will be a clinic, if you will, at the Get Prepared Expo with Dr. Shealy for 2 days. And Dr. Shealy will be presenting seminars, and you get a chance to meet him and learn about how you can improve your health naturally. And one other preparedness item I'd like to talk about, Dr. Shealy, a few remaining minutes, is our daughter, when she went to school, she was in elementary school before we realized that she needed to be homeschooled along with the other children of ours. She came home with a rash, and she was very young and in elementary school. She came with a rash all over her arms on a Monday. And we thought, what in the heck is this? And nobody knew what it was. Well, what happened? We learned what it was. What happened was, over the weekend, they decided to use in one of those insecticide aerosol bombs in the classrooms because some of the children had head lice. So we're going to fix that, right? So they bombed the classroom with an insecticide. And, of course, this aerosol went, up. And it landed on the desks, it landed on the floor. And did they tell the parents, hey, listen, here's what we've done? No. So our daughter comes home, she's covered with this rash. The reason I'm talking about this is this could happen to your child. You could go into a restaurant where they just used an insecticide to kill roaches. You can carry that home on your feet. That insecticide could come home on your feet, and you walk on your carpet, on your floors, and then your cats and dogs lick, their paws. You can bring this in without even knowing about it. Dr. Shealy, do you have any thoughts on what do we do to prevent this? I don't know the answer to this one.
Nobody knows the answer. If you're going to be in a public place, you might as well assume that you are at risk. Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I do not allow even termite poisoning around my home because it's poison. And if it kills termites,
it works really well. It works really well on those termites, doesn't it? So obviously, it has some effect on life forms larger than termites.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And my understanding is a lot of the chemicals that are used as insecticides are a result of chemical warfare studies from the world wars. Like, what can we use to kill people? Well, okay, let's dilute it a little bit and let's see if it works on roaches. I mean, I believe that's what happened with some of the chemicals that we're using. And, what is the life expectancy of an exterminator? Seriously. These guys go out there and they spray, they get on their hands, they breathe it, goes through even if they wear a respirator, still some of it goes through, gets on their boots, they walk home, and then their children crawl on the floors with the boots that they wore when they were exterminating. It's unbelievable. I mean, this is kind of dangerous. And then where does this go? Well, it goes into the soil, and then there's runoff, and it goes into our water supply, and then we get a chance to drink it. As a matter of fact, I was on the phone with our instructor who's going to be teaching us about wells, water wells. And I don't know if it's commonly known, but if you drill a hole and you put a well in the Springfield community in the Ozarks, the first aquifer you hit is polluted. You actually have to go below that one to the one below that to get reasonably safe drinking water. The first aquifer we've destroyed in Springfield, Missouri. No kidding. Dr. Shealy is going to be on Hay House Radio, hayhouseradio.com. You can listen to him in about 63 minutes on the internet, hayhouseradio.com. I'm Vincent Finelli. Dr. Shealy, thanks so much for being with us. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. And the tickets for the expo? They're available right now at usaprepares.com, the shop tab.